I think extraordinarily radical idea has come to the fore, the notion of an unconditional government payment to all citizens, either as a supplement to or a replacement for for working income. It's really happening. It's not just a theory. So Switzerland said no to it last year, but there are plenty of other places which are beginning experiments. So Finland just began. The Canadian province of Ontario is going to have an experiment, cities in Scotland, I think 4 Dutch cities. And what struck you most from the discussion?
Well, I was struck by the point was raised about conditional cash transfers in Latin America. Guy said he didn't like conditionality because it's unfair to impose conditions on the poor that are not imposed on other citizens. That made me wonder, well, maybe we should impose some requirements on all citizens. And then I heard the contribution from the back of the room, the point about what about national service of some kind? So here's a suggestion: a universal basic income coupled with a kind of conditionality that applies to all citizens, rich and poor alike, maybe to include some form of national service, maybe to include a requirement of voting in elections, as well as sending your kids to school. It's a way of bringing together the two principles with which I suggested we begin, sense of mutual indebtedness connected to a sense that everyone has an obligation to contribute to the common good.
Thank you.
It's saying the big elephant in the room that hasn't snorted, I think is the word, which we usually get in discussions, is the implications for work. Now, the classic objection by Christian Democrats and Liberal Democrats to the political center is...
The classic objection by Christian Democrats and Liberal Democrats to the political center is if you gave people a basic income, they would stop work, sit down. Yet if you ask opinion polls,
Business news site CNBC reported that the idea of a universal basic income has become more appealing as of late due to the lockdowns and social distancing efforts that have put millions out of work. A universal basic income involves the receipt of regular cash payments with minimal or no requirements. The US Pope Francis said that he hopes the pandemic will free us from operating on automatic pilot and allow a humanist and ecological conversion. He called on everyone to place human life and dignity at a center instead of idolizing money.